Okay, so it's hopefully going to be a briefer video this week. You might see my eyes glancing a little bit because I've made a few brief notes to say what I want to say. I'd like to keep it brief. So, wins this week. I feel like I'm back on track and making some kind of progress um, for a few reasons, which I'll go into in a minute. Um, on the video front, I didn't have much to say because I was kind of plateauing and just kind of ambling along, but and maybe a little bit down because I didn't see a lot of progress because of injuries and because of a few other factors. So that kind of put me off doing the videos, and I just didn't feel like I was on top of my general approach. All sort of do with a car accident and travel. I think I've covered that in a previous video. So I feel like I'm back on top now, and so hopefully we'll see some progress as a result. I'm not actually seeing the progress in the stats yet, but I feel I can see where progress could come from, even if it remains difficult. My injuries are persisting, but I finally have my first physio appointment tomorrow morning. So I'm hoping that that will give me a recovery plan that works. The two things where I can see some progress hopefully happening is I've got a new focus on sleep, i.e., I've got of the stats that I track. I think I've got three key stats that I care about: fat percentage, sleep, and vascular age. And there's basically nothing else that isn't encapsulated in those three. I can track all kinds of other things, um, but like I already don't track how much water I drink, for example, because if I drink enough, then um, other things will be better. So I think there's a lot of things that come through in kind of big headline stats. For example, if my um, sleep is 100%, then it's likely that my resting heart rate will be low, my blood pressure will be low, um, and so I don't need to worry about specifically focusing on those stats, even though I'm still measuring them. Um, I have found a new exercise that I can do, even with my bicep injury, and that is walking football. So I'm quite excited about that. That also ties into one of those key stats. So my new focus in stats, I've always been on fat percentage, but that's gone quite well. Is trying to improve the sleep score, and I think when I look back over my stats, because I've been doing this for quite a while now, the vascular age has always been stubborn, but when I look at the only time it actually came down a little bit, it was a time when I was doing quite a lot of very active heart rate raising exercise. So my thinking is if I can raise that heart rate and do more intense exercise, that's going to give me a better chance of the vascular age coming down, which makes sense if you think about it because that's all about blood flow. So um, that's another win. In terms of issues, as I said, I'm not seeing progress coming through in the stats yet, which I think is probably due to lack of exercise. So hopefully, doing more of that football will help. One of the issues I went to walking football yesterday. It was only my second time. First time I was absolutely knackered, so it was definitely a good thing to do. It was a very hot day as well, but even though walking football sounds quite tame, believe me, it's not. Um, you kind of don't just walk. You can kind of jog. It's just not sprinting and stuff. So stupidly, I went along yesterday. I was a little bit late, so it meant I didn't really warm up, and I pulled a muscle within the first few minutes, my thigh muscle. Um, so I had to stop. So that was a bit of an issue, but I don't think it's anything serious. It's not like the other injuries I've got, and actually the leg injury, the knee around the knee, is feeling a lot better. So I think I've only really got a lasting bicep injury, which I said hopefully will get solved soon. Um, the other issue is I still can't exercise properly, obviously as a result, which is holding me back. But I'm doing what I can again with the walking football, and I'm going to try and do some more exercises that I can do that I just haven't been doing. Things like plank, squats. Um, they don't use bicep, so obviously, and then I've got some kind of rehab stuff that I can do with the bicep. The other issue, I guess, is that it's admittedly tough to keep going when you don't see progress or you see little progress. But that's just something that I feel I need to put up with, and I've actually um, gone through and have a better approach to now. I feel a little bit more on top of things, and even if I don't see progress in the numbers. Um, it's progress itself just to put up with that and actually to keep being consistent and working through it. That's about all I want to say for today, and I want to try and make these videos even shorter, so hopefully we'll do so from next week because this is already feeling a bit long. That's it.